in production. That means they have deployed DNSSEC, they are receiving the trust from their second levels, and so on. So this trust go all the way to the root. So this is all very good. So you can see actually now, you can figure out where this is something where Nepal is probably not have to now work on, because we see that it is still white over there. White means actually it has not been deployed. So I hope that this will bring some interest here to think about DNSSEC. So now finally, just before I end, I just want to think about a few takeaways out of this discussion that you had. If you are a company, corporate, think about signing your corporate domain. So if you are example.com or company.whatever, right? Think about digitally signing your DNS data, right? So which is very, very important from a security point of view. And also the validation. Now, validation is all done by the recursive server, especially for operators, ISPs. They are the ones who do the validations. So if you are an ISP, if you are running any recursive servers for your clients, make sure you make the validation on, right? So if you are a corporate, if you are trying to run your own recursive servers, try to enable the validations. Also, if you are managing your authoritative servers, try to sign your domain names. So this is important. If you are a generic user, if you are an end user, what you could do is ask your ISP, ask your provider that can you validate my queries. At least if there are some interest coming from the clients, this might enable the ISPs to validate DNSSEC queries, right? So this is something that you could do if you are a client or if you are a user. In general, I think try to learn about these security mechanisms. There are plenty of training courses available out there. We work with community quite a lot actually. So we are very happy to even support you with capacity building. Even if in the future, if NPCert want to have some maybe some workshops, capacity building activities along DNSSEC, we are very happy to come and do some hands-on workshops and how you can configure your servers and so on. So with that note, I think I just want to finish my talk, and I hope that it has given you some thoughts to think about from a security of DNS, and also to think about what are the important things that you can implement in terms of securing your DNS servers. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions. I can take now, otherwise I will be around, so feel free to talk to me, and I'm very happy to talk to you and answer any of your queries.
My queries is when we propagate trust or use trust propagation method, how the integrity is maintained.
Yeah, so now the question is about propagating the trust. Now, there's a fair bit of technicalities involved. Probably I can talk to you in more detail later, but conceptually if I tell you, see, the important things are here, the public keys and the signatures, right? So the thing is that, say for example, I manage example.com. So what I would do is, so inside my database, inside my zone, I would be having various records like www.example.com or ftp.example.com. So these are all records or zone data that I would be having, right? So now the thing is, when a recursive server talks to me and get a response from me, I will say, okay, if the recursive server asks me, give me www.example.com, I will provide that resource record, right, including the IP address, because technically that's what we call a record, right? So this information goes to the recursive server. Now, to manage the integrity of these, As I mentioned to you before, we have to sign this data. So either you can incrementally sign your zone, or you can sign the whole zone, so that we can sign the resource record sets that are inside the zone. So that is one thing. Now the thing is that if I only give you this information, there's no other way that you can verify whether the information that I give you is correct. That's also why you say the propagation. Yes, the propagation has to be done from yourself to your parent, because parent is the one who delegated the zone to you. So if I have example.com, I got example.com domain from .com, because .com is the one who delegated me that. So this is why I have to send the trust, means my public keys, or in other way, hash of my public key, so that we don't have too much of overhead there. So this hash has to be then sent to my parent. So then what the parent, that means .com has to do is, they have to put that my trust or the hashes of my public keys into their zone, the .com zone, and then sign that zone so that any recursive server that talks .com, that can be verified, right? And then it doesn't stop there. The .com also now has to send their trust to the root. So those public keys of .com has to be sent to the root zone. And then root zone would again put that trust or the hashes of the public keys they get from .com will be put into the root zone, and then root zone, the root servers will basically have the root keys to sign those DNS state as well. So there is whole process about trust management of root keys. There's another big area as well in security. This is all about how we manage the root keys. And so this is how the integrity and the is actually maintained throughout this hierarchy. Okay, I hope that's a very quick answer, but I can talk to you later in terms of more detailed responses. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your really informative presentation. Before we move on, DIG of Nepal Police, Mr. Sunil Kumar Shrestha has arrived. I would like to welcome you, sir, and request you to take a seat. Also, I would like to welcome Mr. Oscar Ali and request you to take a seat, sir. I would like to request volunteers to please hand over the khada to welcome them. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request the chairperson of the opening ceremony and the president of NPCert, Chiranjeevi Adhikari, to please hand over the token of appreciation to keynote presenter Champika Vijayatunga. And I would like to request Champika Vijayatunga to please receive the token of appreciation. So much. Now we will go to the tea break, and we have officially come to the end of opening session, and we will be back after 15 minutes with panel discussion and expertise. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you.